triple header at Marara. The other game being played out at Fred's Pass in rural Darwin, Southern Districts, playing host to the Tiwi Bombers. At 7:30 tonight, we've got Waratah and Nightcliff. At 5 o'clock this afternoon, Palmerston and Darwin. But the game for broadcast is Wanderers and St Mary's. The team in place at Marara: Michael Graham, Dominic McCormack and Charlie King.
Good on you, and thanks for that. Yes, conditions here a little overcast, bit of rain coming in from the southeast, but I'm not sure we're going to get what we got last week. It was just an incredible downpour. Stopped it when the lightning started. Dominic McCormack told me he saw lightning when he was driving here. Dominic, is that true?
It is absolutely true, Charlie King. I'm sorry to tell you, but it looks pretty relatively clear in front of us.
And Michael Graham, 282 games with Sturt, 3 premierships with St Mary's joining us for this commentary. So, Mike, good to see you back in town.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie.
I'm going to get your thoughts on this match as we go through, but they're all in the middle ready. Umpire has a look over his shoulder. He's about to hold the ball aloft and get this game underway. It's round 14 and it's the 2 bottom sides. Here's Don McCormack.
Joshua Wilson in ruck. Lining up for the Eagles against Ryan Smith. The big man at it. Smith straight down, goes to Paredes. He's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. Gets the ball out the back, looking for Smith. He is dispossessed. Francis Kintari got hands to it. He wraps up Thomas Motlop then in a good tackle. Hacked forward for the Eagles. No mark at centre half forward. Crashing through was Baden Nichols. Gathering the ball, Raphael Clark kicks a goal. Superb effort there by St Mary's within 28 seconds. First goal on the board.
Oh, what about that, Michael? 28 seconds. Saints would love it.
Yes, absolutely brilliant.
It's a good play it was, wasn't it? Here it is, so we just can see it on the screen showing us the replay of it, but he's just in great position to run that down, Michael. Kicked it up. Now you're here because there's a big reunion on, isn't it? 78-79 premiership.
Yeah, that's right.
Day.
Yeah.
And what happened on that day, that year?
Yeah, well, we won 5 in a row that day, Charlie.
Oh, 5 games?
5 games, under 14s, 16s, 18s, reserves and A grade.
All right, a few players are here for that and you're here for that. Saints trying to get the ball out of the middle. Big tackle put on there. It was very high. Then Paredes, who had his Guernsey pulled off in the middle, got clear with the foot. He punted down in the forward line. It's a long kick. It's a good kick. Front position, Saints with the handball. Got it out wide here. Along the boundary line they go. Good play there. That's 21 there. That's Anthony Wilson. She's a speedster. That's him along the boundary line there picking up. You know him from Adelaide, don't you?
Yeah, Anthony and I are related.
So
through family.
Deep down in that forward pocket. So Saints showing the clearance out of the middle. Pretty clean clearance they get. Raph Clark with another kick. Snapped it around the body. Couldn't get the goals. Hit the behind post. Out of bounds. Raph Clark getting a bit of the ball.
Sorry?
Raph Clark, he's getting a bit of the ball.
Yeah. So looks good for St Mary's.
Boundary throw in now. Right forward pocket. Saints kicking to the Michael Long Academy end. Very, very shallow throw in. The umpire doesn't call the whistle. Wanderers with possession. Kick out comes from Daniel Wheater all the way out to the far side and out of bounds on the full. So another possession here for St Mary's to be taken by Paredes. Paredes, the ball magnet for the green and gold. Long kick, inside 50. In good position, Saunders. Couldn't take the mark, lays the tackle. Players calling for a holding the ball decision. The umpire says, I will ball it up. 15 metres out, directly in front of the St Mary's goal. He's going to toss the ball straight up in the air. Smith up against Wilson. Comes down to Wheater, couldn't get a clear kick away. Thomas Motlop torpedoes his way out of defence. Ball falls in front of Bo O'Connell and Nick Yarran. Neither can handle cleanly. Anthony Long takes possession, gets a handball away to Yarran. He's tackled, gets away from the tackler. Good handball to Wilson. He'll kick long down the line into space. Raph Clark will be first there. Can he pick up cleanly? He can. Great handball to the big man in Ryan Smith. Tries to spear a pass to the goal square. Socket off the ground. Second goal for St Mary's. Just waiting to pick up who that is. It's Paredes. Great entry there from St Mary's. And Paredes, the opportunist, straight off the ground. 2 goals on the board. St Mary's leading by that margin.
What about this guy Paredes? He's something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not a bad player. Didn't know who he was.
Again, in the first few minutes, Dommy got 3 possessions. Got his Guernsey pulled off and then he got about 3 possessions.
Straight into it. He's a hard worker. Really is.
He looks like a good player.
So Saints have a couple now. Raph Clark a goal and Paredes a goal. So Saints got any celebrations planned for today, Michael?
Yeah, we've got a big celebration tonight at the club, and I think a bit of a barbecue tomorrow.
Some of those players from 78, 79 are going to be there. Tap from the middle. Wanderers trying to get clear here. Handball was okay. Trying to get out into space there was Sattler, but the kick for Wanderers goes down inside the 50-metre line and running towards the ball. Aaron Motlop takes a strong mark on his chest.
Kick came from Daniel Pearce, Charlie. First possession.
First touch for him. Here's the kick by Motlop to the top of the square. It's a good one. Once Liam Patrick came off hand, knocked towards the boundary line, pushing towards it is Fijo. Knocked the ball out in front of him. Keelan Fijo just didn't get there to pick it up though. Wanderers showing a little bit of endeavour here. They can't get it. Saints with some hard work can get out of trouble. Kick by Ferreira out towards the boundary line. Finds Paredes again. Put down about 6 possessions for him already. Kick to the middle of the ground. Ball is left there. Wanderers looking for it. Can't pick it up. That's Sattler again. Just couldn't get it. Handball away by Motlop, then the little kick down towards the half-forward line. That's Totham. Saints under pressure. Tyler Saunders goes in with the tackle. Aaron Motlop with a little kick, vacant half-forward line, bounces towards Liam Patrick, charges it towards the boundary line. Can he keep the ball in play? No, he can't. Out of bounds, deep down there. For Wanderers, some good play there from Wanderers, holding it in.
Yes, it was.
People looking on there. Dom, what about those people? You know them?
No, I don't, Charlie.
They look like St Mary's supporters to me, Michael.
Interested in the game. Keen to see a win, perhaps. St Mary's have had few and far between this season, but just like their opponent as well. Boundary throw in now. Wanderers with an opportunity here. Again, another very shallow boundary throw in. Ryan Smith gathered, handballed out of the ruck contest. Now a quick kick comes from the Eagles. Yaron camped underneath it, was tackled after taking the mark. Good battle between he and Bo O'Connell. Flares the ball out wide. Goes to Paredes, who, Charlie, are already racking up those possessions. He just works so hard. Ball out now in the hands, I think they're of Sean Edwards. Familiar kicking style. Goes there to Taylor. So Taylor now still in their defensive half here, St Mary's. Spearing past, looking for Raph Clark. Takes that on the chest. Such a good player over a long period of time, Raphael Clark. Formerly with St Kilda, of course. Just goes down the line, unmarked there. James Quinn, been in the action early. Kicks long. Off hands of the Eagles. They have the numbers at this stage. Wilson it was. It comes back to him, the big ruckman. Uses the ball well by hand. Goes to Thomas Motlop, and they find a little bit of space out on centre wing.
So Wanderers now trying to work their way forward from the wing. The kick's okay. Gets down towards the half-forward line. Went over the back. Gave a chance for Liam Patrick. He's got the leg speed. He couldn't get there. Rolled out of play. And another boundary line throw in. 6 and a bit minutes gone. Saints have got the first 2 goals. One to Raph Clark. One to Nat Paredes. Now they've got to work out this boundary umpire's throw in. She'll do what she has to do, but if you're a ruckman, you've got to get into position, don't you?
That's right.
Comments from Michael Graham. Good to have him joining our broadcast here. Tap from the back. Saints not very happy. Gave away the free kick there. Was Tom Davies. And Wanderers with it. Kick inside 50's okay. Pack gets underneath it. Rolls over the back out towards the boundary line. Nick Yaron couldn't keep it in play. Got away from him. And that's no mean feat on a piece of leather. He's got some good speed, hasn't he?
Yes, certainly has, Charlie.
Another boundary line throw in. So boundary umpires coming in a little bit more each time, Dom.
Yeah, but as you said before, Charlie, the ruckmen really have to watch this. They have to work it out as well. They know it's going to be shallow. They've got to be prepared for it. Tom Frawley onto it on this occasion for Saints. Thumps it out wide. Possession taken here by Daniel Pearce for the Eagles. The high up and under. Back into the corridor. Good disciplined kick. Liam Patrick drops a sitter. Tipalora smashed in a tackle. Anthony Wilson picks it up. And out it comes, and a good kick it is too. Finds Mitch Musgrove, goes short, looking here for Davies. It's a little push in the back there from Motlop. The umpire not going to give anything additional. Davies goes short, finds Quinn working from one wing to the other. He goes long here looking for Taylor. Got a hand in there. Lovely handball comes from Braxton Armat to Anthony Wilson. Back off to Marius Clark. Gets away a good handball to his brother and Raphael Clark. His handball set up a teammate in Taylor, who was then tackled without the footy. Quentin Hartog pleading his case. Umpire's not going to change his mind.
So Taylor with the free kick for Saints. He's a long way out. Couple of kicks from goals. Puts it inside 50. Early flyer down there for Wanderers. Didn't get anywhere near the footy though. A little kick across the forward line. Umpire blows the whistle. Saints want to play on. They say no. And Matthias Liddy's got to bring it back. So it's a Wanderers free kick deep in defence. 2-0. Eagles defending, holding on grimly. Anthony Wilson on the mark. Just those inclusions for Wanderers. Liam Patrick, Daniel Wheater, Marlon Motlop, Daniel Pearce, not bad for the Eagles. Pretty good. Kick around the body, high down towards the forward line. Sean Edwards with the big kick. Liddy went to the footy, dropped it. Grabbed in there by Quinn, got a kick away. Missed it out to the right, rolls through for a minor score. So they go to 2-1. St Mary's leading Wanderers yet to score. Anything special you can spot out there, Michael?
No, they're just playing the ball, on the side, down this way, on the left flank. Should come in down the right side flank.
Daniel Wheater now with the long kick out. Thumped away by Anthony Long. Came off the hands of the Eagles well though. Marbo Mununguric now turns and spins. Kicks down towards his teammate in Liam Patrick, who in that contest appeared to hurt himself with Jack Long. Jack Long thumping the ball over the boundary line. One of those great defenders' assets, Michael Graham, being able to thump the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, that's good. That's what a defender's supposed to do.
That's what they're meant to do. And Jack Long, tell you what, he's doing it very well. Really growing in leadership as this season's gone on. Braxton Armat now winning the ruck contest. Quentin Hartog gathers, gives it off to Thomas Motlop. Can he keep the ball in play? Just. How's the umpire see that? Not seeing it as deliberate? It will be a boundary throw in. 40 metres around right forward pocket in favour of the Eagles. St Mary's at the 10.5 minute mark. They lead 2-1-13. Wanderers yet to score.
Should we be worried about Wanderers, Michael, at all?
Sorry?
Should we worry about Wanderers right now, still not able to score?
No, games go for 4 quarters, Charlie.
So tap from over the back there. Big Adams got the tap down for Wanderers. Hurried kick out towards the 50-metre line. Eagles on the charge here. Can't get it. Knocked out clear towards Raph Clark. Has front position here. Can he get to the footy? No, dispossessed. Done really well there by Thomas Motlop. Short kick from him was good and put it in the hands there of Howard. So Robert Howard, still a long way out from goals. That's the 50-metre line in front of him. He's going to go short. He hugs the boundary line and getting there and then letting the ball bounce off his chest was, for Wanderers, went straight out of play. That was a mark he just should have held a hold of.
Yes.
Daniel Pearce too, Charlie.
Yeah, he's wiping his hands. He might have a bit of the humidity on his hands.
More than likely, Charlie.
Might be his excuse. Here's the throw in at the 50-metre line. Saints with the tap down. Wanderers read it best. Daniel Pearce handball's good. Thomas Motlop on the right boot. Kicks it down towards the pocket. It's a good kick. Liam Patrick at the back. Got it. Lost it. Oh, he's dropped a couple like that, Liam Patrick. He slaps his hands together. Probably that long drive up from Largerman who's left him a little stiff. Should have really wrapped that one up, shouldn't he?
He's a bit unlucky then.
Boundary throw in again. Liam Patrick certainly been in the action. So too Thomas Motlop. Very impressed with his start to the game. Boundary throw in. One down here for the Eagles, but straight to Paredes. Gets his kick away, thumps it to half-back. Musgrove picks up, darts inside. Handball is errant. James Quinn, though, good enough to get back onto it. Now a good handball to Francis Quintari. Needs to use the ball well. Kick out wide, looking for Matthias Liddy. Put it out well in front. Gave him time and space. Confronted by Brenton Motlop. Handball the ball to his advantage. Taken without it. Gets it back to Quinn, who's slung in the tackle. Goes back to Liddy. Snaps on goal. And misses to the far side. So a point on the board again there for St Mary's, 2-2-14. But good transition, Michael, from one end of the field to the other.
It's a bit unlucky not to get pinned for that free.
Absolutely.
Being held.
Motlop went to Wheater, and Wheater went on a little further into the hands of Hartog. Kicks it out towards the boundary line. Wanders off the half-back line up towards the wing. The kick's a good one. Mark taken there by Wilson. Big Josh Wilson finished up in the hands of Totham. Wanderers with a scramble kick under pressure down towards the half-forward line. Plenty of St Mary's defenders back there. Can they use each other? Handball goes back under pressure to Braxton Armat. Just couldn't get clear with it. Murunguric in looking for it. Got it. They got to him. Knocked away from him. Knocked into the hands there of Keelan Fijo, and then banged away at goals and missed it out to the right and came up with a minor score. Bad luck for the Eagles. Their first score of the match. Taken them a long time, 13.5 minutes, and they register a behind.
Yeah.
Nicholas Yaron now with ball in hand. Kick-in duties for the moment. Nice little kick comes to Anthony Long. Jerome Motlop manning the mark, number 13. Anthony Long now with a spearing kick. His target was Anthony Wilson, too high for him. Douglas Mansell over the back. That's a good mark. Nice conditions here. Slightly overcast. The umpire arguing with one of the players here and turning the ball over. Gee, must have been some mouthing off there by Tottenham to the umpire. He's turned the ball over, so Anthony Wilson with the free. Clark goes early. That's Raphael Clark, but the ball slapped over the boundary line by Daniel Wheatra. Don't often see that, Michael Graham.
No. Obviously, there was some language being spoken nicely to the umpire.
Or not.
Well, you can't work out what else. It couldn't have been anything else.
The umpire turned straight to Marcus Tottenham and told him what his decision was and then handed the ball straight over.
Well, stamping it out earlier on from the smack. Ryan Smith with the tap down. Wilson overran the footy. Wanderers with the handball, out searching now for Jerome Motlop. Tried to work his way through traffic, just couldn't do it. Pack gets over the top of this. That's not going to come out. Umpire will come in and ball it up. So we've ticked up to 15 minutes of this first term. St Mary's leading 2 goals, 2 to a point. Wanderers, though, down in their forward line at the moment. Ryan Smith up high. Tap down was pretty good out towards the boundary line, but rolled away there and seen out of play by Sean Edwards. So boundary line throw in. Saints about 60 metres out from their goals. And Wanderers rather 60 metres out from their goals. Saints get down towards their end. They've been particularly dangerous in this first 14 or 15 minutes of the match. Paredes onto the footy, got one touch, and then he just somehow got through them all. And then Saints with the kick away. Bouncing ball there. Wanderers in front position. That's Nucleus. Nucleus now onto the right boot, spears it for Tottenham. Front position, couldn't pick it up. Marcus Tottenham did well that time. Gave it off to Pearce. Pearce goes with the left foot kick down inside 50. Running with the flight of the ball was Thomas Motlop towards the boundary line. Pressure comes at him. Nichols puts him under pressure. Ball goes out of play. And Thomas Motlop had nowhere to go. Good build up again by the Eagles. They're looking okay.
Yeah, they're looking all right, Charlie. Let's just go get a score on the board.
Sometimes you just need that.
Boundary throw in again. Coming a long way here, the boundary umpire. Liam Patrick to go up against Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith unusually in number 34, normally wears number 20. Again, a very shallow boundary throw in, and the umpire does ask for that to be done again. Oh, they've got to learn the ruckman. Get in a bit closer here. They've had a number of opportunities to understand where this ball's going to go. Ryan Smith now absolutely in the right spot. Palms it down to a teammate in Taylor. He comes away with the right boot out through centre wing. And great battle there between Raphael Clark and Daniel Wheatra, 2 champions of the game. Wheatra thumps it over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Half forward for the Eagles. They still have an opportunity here to score. 16.5 gone in the first quarter. St Mary's leading 14 points to 1.
Michael, I'll ask you about that St Mary's Guernsey there. I think it's from years and years ago. Maybe it's celebrating that 78-79 grand final. That's why they're wearing it. But Saints with the ball now can get the kick forward around the corner. And Wanderers can win it, and they'll straighten up out towards a vacant wing out on the Morris Rioli, in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand. Ball left behind. Yaron comes in late and then tries to tidy it up. He couldn't control it. They just didn't make too much of that. What is that Guernsey? Is that an old Guernsey from the old days that the Saints are wearing?
I'm not quite sure, Charlie. It's probably could be one of the older ones.
Teams have a change, don't they? Their Guernseys from time to time. Dom.
Ryan Smith now from the ruck contest. Down towards James Quinn, who couldn't handle. In strongly there was Daniel Pearce again. Goes in, bundled off the ball by Tyler Saunders. Tackle laid here by Taylor. Good, strong contest between both teams. There'll be a ball up again. Marlon Motlop was. I think he was caught there in the tackle. He and Daniel Pearce. What a duo to have in their midfield today. The ball tossed high. Slung to the ground was Taylor. Ill discipline there by the Eagles. So the free kick will come back here. And will come back to Benjamin Taylor for the green and gold. Mabo Mununguric is the man who's meant to be on the mark. He's just left the ground, so Taylor has no one on the mark. He plays on. Delivers the ball short, goes to Davies. He goes quickly to Edwards. Edwards will go across the ground. No, he won't. He'll kick long into forward 50. And a good mark almost for Saints. Not quite. Nichols it was. Handball's off to Kintari. Gets a handball away while he was being tackled. Daniel Wheater dispossessed. He was gang tackled. Didn't get the handball away. And Saints claim him. Francis Kintari will take the free. There's been more mouthing off again. So a 50-metre penalty here against Marlon Motlop, I think. So Francis Kintari will march to the goal square and should kick Saints' third goal.
Well, you can't excuse mouthing off and giving away 50 metres, but Wanderers have had a horror season, haven't they? 3 wins and 10 losses, and they barely have been competitive this year. But they are saying today this team is as strong as they've had, Michael. So.
Well, and Wanderers, just to interrupt you there, Michael, Wanderers, from a discipline perspective, didn't even bother to put somebody on the mark there. Now, I know that the goal would probably be kicked over their head, but just from a team mentality perspective, not even bothering.
Well,
so
right.
Francis Kintari kicks the goal.
Don't like that, Michael?
Nah, that's undisciplined football.
So goal kickers for Saints, Raf Clark, Paredes and Kintari. Wanderers haven't got one yet. And they are spending a lot of time debating with the umpire the decisions. Umpire's not going to determine this game. Your effort will. Tap down out of the middle was pretty good. Josh Wilson, he's been trying hard. Saints shark it though. Got the kick down towards their half-forward line, but cut off in defence down there by the Eagles. Little kick forward by Wanderers, might have been Casemiro, out towards Pearce. Pearce with the left boot sends it up towards the wing. Handball comes out to Wilson, left it behind. Whistle goes. Umpire's going to play advantage. He is. Pearce with the kick in, kicks out to the left, comes up with the no score. So advantage was played there. Saints weren't sure what was going on. They didn't do anything about it. Nicholas Yaron to bring the ball back in. 3-2 plays 2 points.
Nick Yaron does bring the ball in. Target Tom Davies. Challenged for it nicely there by Ronald Fijo. Works hard, does Ronald Fijo. Lays the tackle beautifully. Tom Davies should have done better in the marking contest there against a much smaller player. And young Fijo comes up with the possession. 45 metres from goal. He's on the boundary. Right of centre. What can he do here? Can he score their first major for the afternoon? Almost 21 minutes gone in this first quarter. Davies mans the mark, works the mark well. Fijo's kick is a good one, will land in the goal square, thumped through. Good disciplined play there from the Saints ruckman. And that is quarter time. So the Eagles, they score their third point on the quarter time siren. The margin, or I should say the score, St Mary's 3-2-20. Wanderers 3 behinds.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students. We have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport Concept Store.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Going to kick a goal at all, although they've been getting good use out of Daniel Pearce. Well, tell us about him, because he's played with Port Adelaide and Fremantle, hasn't he?
Yeah, Daniel's a really good player from the down south, and I know his father quite well because I played with him in the South Australian Aboriginal football sides down there.
Yeah, what's his father's name?
Joffrey Pearce.
Oh, Joffrey Pearce.
Yeah, Daniel and I are good. He calls me uncle.
Yeah. And coming up at half-time, joining us on the program here is Stuart Totham, who's now the CEO of AFL NT. But you were involved with him at Sturt when you were there.
Yeah, that's right. Stewie was our the CEO down there at Sturt when I was down there playing, and I got on quite well with Stewie. He's a really good bloke.
And I think he'd played for the Eagles down there prior to that, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, I believe that.
So Totham that's playing out here, the young Totham that's playing out here at the moment, I think is his nephew. Yeah,
correct. I think that's David Totham's son.
David, yeah.
Oh, right.
Happy to be wrong, but I think that's how. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's how it works.
You're right. David and Andre Totham, who's the sister of Troy Angel, who played for one.
All right, yeah.
So he's got
Troy Angel.
He's a
good player.
I used to play against Troy in juniors.
Did you?
Yeah. And one of the other Tothams, Michael Totham, they used to be in the same team for the Eagles.
All right.
There you go.
There we go. We went back a long way, a lot further than we expected to. Now, I've got to tell you, when I was walking around here early today, there was no one here, just Dean Dempsey walking around from the umpires, and he said, we're looking for an umpire. Are you interested? So it suggests they're finding it really difficult to get enough umpires, which is a worry for them.
That is a worry.
Second quarter underway. Here's Tom.
Ryan Smith winning that tap out, goes to Matthias Liddy. Should have been penalised there, dropped the ball cold, had another soccer away at it, full forward. Sean Edwards comes out bull-chested, couldn't take possession, shoved in the back, bowled over. Jerome Motlop now coming through, feigns the handball initially, then goes to Marcus Totham, who is smashed off the ball there by Paredes. So Totham will take the free kick. In fact, it's Bo O'Connell. No, it is Marcus Totham. His kick is poor, coming in strongly there, St Mary's. Now with possession, Edwards off the left boot, not good, not his best effort, and he hung his head immediately. He got the ball from Baden Nichols, actually that's who put the effort in first, but out of bounds on the full there from Sean Edwards, and the Eagles, through the form of Zilio Casemiro, will take the free kick in the right back pocket.
So Casemiro scanning the horizon, wondering what's on offer. Not much, it would seem. Wanderers looking not that interested. And now he's going to have to go. He's been called to play on and he kicks it out towards the boundary line. It's a good-looking kick. Off hands down there. Got knocked away from Sadler towards the boundary line for the Eagles. Inside 50, Wilson with the handball. Gave it off the Totem. Hurried kick off one step out towards the boundary line. Front position down there for Saints Anthony Long. Around one way and then the other. He's running backwards. He's been away a long time. Dom, I'm going to ask you how long in just a moment. His kick is not good. Suggests he's been away longer than what I thought. And he might have kicked it. Did it land in the field of play?
Yes, it did. Well, I thought it did, actually. I think
he's going to hand the ball over to the boundary ump. Yes, they are. So how long's he been away?
I think he's been away for 2 seasons now. He played in that grand final where Saints won by 2 points, but he did his knee in the first quarter.
Okay.
Tyler Saunders, it looked like, with the rack tap out. In fact, it was Raphael Clark. They lose it to the Eagles, to St Mary's. A long kick out towards centre wing. Nice little wrestle happening out there between Jack Long and Robert Howard. Eventually, the boundary line beats them both. And boundary throw-in will take place right underneath that scoreboard.
It's David Totem right there.
Yes, David.
Just there you go, sneaking in. So a boundary throw in now. Scoreboard 20-3. Saints in the lead by 17 points. The quarter time margin holds. And then a free kick will be paid here. Paredes, hard at it at the bottom of that ruck contest, was taken high. And again, this is becoming a bad habit here. Mouthing off again by the Eagles here. So Paredes will be marched 50 metres closer to goal. And I dare say the man on the mark will be inside 50. Paredes will be within range here. Gee, that is a handy 50. If that man is a real estate agent, I'm talking to him tomorrow.
That looks like 100 metres.
That is about 75, I reckon. Paredes, left of centre, directly in front almost. Raphael Clark claps that through. Paredes, the midfielder, he has his second, and Saints kick off the first quarter with a major. They move on to 4-2-26. Wanderers 3 behinds.
I can imagine players get under your skin, and Paredes would get under your skin simply by the volume of work that he gets through. Yeah. You would have played so much footy you played. Were there players like that, Michael, in your time?
Yeah, well, that's a sign of a good player. Is if you got to make the opposition be aware of where you are all the time. He's first time I've seen young Paredes, and he looks very good.
Could he have a go down in the SANFL, you reckon?
I reckon he'd fit in down there. Probably at Sturt.
So the ball comes back into the centre now. Ryan Smith in the ruck work, and he was beaten that time. Good tap down there too by Josh Wilson. The Eagles go forward with it. Getting in the way down, Nicholas Yaron dropped the mark, went back. Second effort, it was pretty good, couldn't pick it up, tried to tow it. Third effort, good from him as well. They sling him aside and he draws a free kick. How many times does that happen to Yaron? They just ragdoll him, don't they?
Constantly. He played that beautifully, Charlie.
3 touches before they ragdolled him, and then he got the kick, and it's a good-looking kick too. Put it out nicely and put it in the hands of his teammate down there, Ben Taylor.
That was a good kick too. Found Ben Taylor's chest. He's been just accumulating possessions. Taylor kicks down the wing. Daniel Wheatra just bustles Raphael Clark out of the way. Clark didn't really appreciate the treatment, but Daniel Wheatra just doing what he needed to do there and getting the ball out of bounds. So a boundary throw in right in front of our commentary position here. Baden Nichols coming from the ground for St Mary's, while Keelan Fijo back on the ground for the Eagles. Good player is Keelan Fijo. Boundary throw in now. What have the ruckman learned here? Josh Wilson wins it, goes to Jack Long, goes with the left boot after he was caught in a tackle. Marbo Murunguric running away from the defenders for St Mary's, gets a long kick into the midfield. If this turns over, it could be dangerous. Mitch Musgrove running at it, soccering it away. Tyler Saunders in support, providing a shepherd. Francis Kintari there with pace, ran straight over the footy. Eagles can't pick up. John Tipolora's there. Francis Kintari stuck at it, did beautifully, picked up magnificently. Inside 50, Raphael Clark couldn't handle. Sean Edwards got a little dinky kick away, slapped it through his opponent's legs. Murunguric got it away. The Eagles a nice little toe poke up, and Ronald Fijo drops what he should have taken but had a little bit of time and space. Handballs to Murunguric, which he didn't need to do. Edwards takes it. Lovely kick to Braden Rioli, and Braden Rioli takes the mark. 45 from goal on the 45-degree angle. He is a good little goal kicker, this fellow, but he's not going to have a crack here. Passes off to Sean Edwards. He has the long crack at goal from 48 metres. Starts right, stays right. point for St Mary's. But gee, Michael, they're looking all right.
Yes, that's very good play there by, was it Edwards? He played very good, carrying the ball through.
Little short kick to Josh Wilson. I reckon you could put a mark down at this quarter. That was the point where Saints realised Wanderers they can beat Wanderers here today. And they've just it's making it really, really tough for them at the moment. A little bit of holding on there. Not able to pick the ball up was Tipalura for the Eagles. Back towards the boundary line they go. Long handball back towards the back pocket. Little chip kick out wide and finds Pearce alongside the boundary line. Looks a little frustrated. Nothing on office for him. Still nothing on offer. Now he goes with the left boot. Punches it along the boundary line. Good kick too. And manages to give it to John Tipalura. Famous Tiwi Island name. Tipalura, front position down there. Tyler Saunders left the footy behind. Keelan Fijo got to it, gave a handball out. Kick out wide there, came off the boot of Marlon Motlop. Up towards the half-forward line go Wanderers. Punch from the back. Ball lands on the ground. Liam Patrick trying to get to it. A little fend off there by Thomas Motlop. Got on the right boot, lined up, banged away at goals from a long way out. And Thomas Motlop turned it into a golden moment for the Eagles. It was all scrambly and not that impressive. In the end, the Eagles got the goal and they worked hard for it.
They certainly deserved that one.
Thomas Motlop, a good player.
Well, it was a very good kick.
Sure was. Yes, once he's within 40 metres of goal, Thomas Motlop.
Yes.
Yeah, put down your glasses on most occasions, I think. So the scoreboard ticks over from a goal perspective finally for the Eagles. 1-3-9, trailing St Mary's 4-3-27. 7.5 gone here in the second quarter. And back in the middle now, Wilson to go up against young Braxton Armat. Wilson wins it down, only as far there as Taylor. He is thumped to ground in a tackle by the Eagles. Quentin Hartog in there. Tyler Saunders throws him off. And Tyler Saunders passes the ball back to the umpire. Matt and Wilson to go at it again. Ball tossed high. Wilson, just a bigger body in the way. Saunders goes for the footy, picks up, gets a handball away to Marius Clark at halfback. Needs to get rid of it quickly. Marius was a bit slow. Tackles being laid, and yet again Keelan Fijo just a bit too vigorous there. Smashed him into the ground, and Ben Taylor will take the free kick at left halfback.
So Hartog and Tyler Saunders not impressed with each other's company, if I can put it that way. From the boundary line, Saints can bring it forward here. Rolls out of play. Wasn't the best kick. And again, the game just falls away to a scrappy affair, doesn't it? Not targets getting hit when they should be. Would many of those players from 78, 79 be here watching the game today, do you think, Michael?
I think there'll be a few of them here watching the game today, Charlie.
Here's the throw in. Wilson in front position. He's winning most of the ruck work. He's doing a really good job, Wilson. He's probably Wanderers' best player for his ruck work. Murungurich comes from a long way out. Somehow got his hands on the footy, did Marbo, and then got tackled. And holding the ball was the call of the umpire, just as Keelan Fijo got clear. So there's Saints now with the kick along out towards the boundary line they go. Still a long way out from goals. Not much on offer. Here's the kick inside 50 again along the boundary line, and Paredes takes a very strong mark. Not surprising. Gee, he's irritating them. Each minute the game continues, he gets more of a worry for Wanderers. So Nat Paredes got a couple of goals. He's the only multiple goal kicker. He goes from a tough angle. He's not going to kick a goal here. Rolls away at the back towards the boundary line. Stays in the field of play. Rioli with the handball. Knocked away and knocked out of play. Out of the hands of Anthony Wilson. So it wasn't anything impressive about all of that.
Well, that kick of his wasn't up to his standard.
No, kicked the wrong side of the ball, didn't he?
Yes.
And Braden Rioli's handball to Anthony Wilson wasn't much good. Boundary throw in now. Josh Wilson wins it. As he was going to, Anthony Wilson read it, but the ball's close to the boundary. And under pressure there from young Bo O'Connell, Anthony Wilson takes the footy over. Another boundary throw in. Braxton Armat getting there with Joshua Wilson. Braxton Armat needs to change up his approach here. The bigger Josh Wilson, he can't wrestle with him. Got to get himself in front. Pursues it this time, did really well. Ball went to Ben Taylor. Now Armat against Bo O'Connell, close to the boundary. Beaten for it again by the boundary. 10.5 gone here. St Mary's leading 27-9. Coolish conditions at Marara. Overcast. Very easy to say that from the commentary box, which is air conditioned.
Yes.
Boundary throw in again. Wilson this time out bodies Braxton Armat, gets the ball down towards Fijo. Fijo soccers off the ground. Are they going to give that as a deliberate? That's the plea from the St Mary's players. Nothing doing from the umpire. Boundary throw in again from right in front of our commentary position here in the Morris Rioli grandstand.
And the poor old boundary umpire, she's getting a real workout at the moment. She's got this throw in, and that's a pretty good one too. Wilson got front position, got the knockdown. Ball went to ground. Handball came out from Totham. Pearce with the left foot kick is a beauty down towards the half forward line, knocked away by Marius Clark towards the boundary line for Saints, and then spilt over the boundary line and out of play. The umpire says he'll have to go and throw it in.
You know, Marius Clark, Michael, he doesn't have the skills of his brothers, but my goodness, he goes hard for the footy.
Oh, yeah.
It was Tom Frawley that saw that ball out of play. And the boundary umpire's at it again, but that's not. That's another one, Dom.
That's not her fault. She's doing her job. Wilson wins it down, only goes as far as Anthony Long. Tackle brought to ground. The umpire says he had an opportunity and then he has to turn the ball over. Doesn't want to let it go. He was tackled immediately, Anthony Long. The free kick going straight away there to Robert Howard. He kicks long down the line. Cut off again there, Ben Taylor. Gee, nothing flashy about Ben Taylor. He's just read the ball beautifully this afternoon. Kicks it out wide. Good kick. As Michael Graham just said, goes to Frawley. Good kick. Missed the mark. Now picked up. Shot on goal is an absolute terror. And Daniel Pearce saying, how about you look for me here in the corridor? I was by myself. Point registers. Yaron plays on quickly and goes straight to the safe arms there of Leonard Ferreira.
So Ferreira going even further out wide. And that ball will come back to Ferreira, and then onto the right boot he goes. Kick up towards the wing. Pack forms underneath it. Wilson, one of them. Ball knocked to ground. Wilson a chance to get this. Chase it along the boundary line. His perseverance is really good. It was stolen from him, though. Well done by the Eagles there. That was Ronald Fijo. He didn't get clear, though. That's a push in the back. Umpire's going to pick a free kick out of that, and it'll go to the Saints. They'll go to Wanderers, rather, out on the wing. Saints just being a little bit... overzealous there. Little kick forward by Howard to the middle.
Good mark.
A great mark taken down there by Bo O'Connell.
So Bo O'Connell now from centre half forward. And there's Saints. Look at them clogging up the Eagles forward line very quickly. Bo O'Connell kicks long down to a pack. Almost a mark there to Wilson the ruckman. Aaron Motlop streaking onto the ball. Gathers. Kicks a high up and under, back from whence it came. Anthony Long crashes the pack. Fijo got it to O'Connell. The kick over the shoulder for Bo O'Connell. That's a great little left foot kick. And Wanderers, they kick 2 goals in a row, or do they? What's the call here? The umpires are conferring on the line. Saints are saying that it was touched. The umpires are saying, go away, thanks. There's 3 of us here already. We don't need you guys. They're asking for the other goal umpire, so there's now 4 of them. Well, it looked like a good kick from Bo O'Connell, and I think it's going to be a goal. It's been signalled a goal, so the Eagles, they kick back-to-back goals in this second quarter. They move on to 2-4-16, trailing St Mary's 4-3-27. And, Michael, all of a sudden, the margin is only 11 points.
Yes, and that's footy, you see. You never know. They're a bit lucky then.
Wanderers were?
Yes. But then that's what happens when you get a snap. I used to snap them, Charlie, you know that.
Oh, you're a good snapper.
Yes.
A golden snapper.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ball up in the middle again. But Ryan's going to have hard, Ryan Smith, but he misjudged it and Wilson won the tap out. Wanderers there through Hartog, didn't get it. Kick comes back out to a vacant wing. Wilson came from a long way back. He'll get to the footy before anyone else. Can he get the kick away? He does. Did it really well too. Down towards Tyler Saunders. Handball over the top. Cleaned up there by the Eagles along the boundary line. The kick is okay. Into the hands there of Anthony, into the hands there of Daniel Wheatra. And then a further kick by Howard down towards the half forward line, then punched away from the back. Saints coming out in numbers in defence. Anthony Long will push it towards the boundary line. And the ball just stays in play. Chance here for the Eagles. Handball around the corner by John Adams. And that looks as it's starting to rain out there.
Oh, it's been raining for a little while, Charlie.
Yeah, just a little heavier now than what it was earlier on. I was wondering why the game was so scrappy, but the conditions are making it difficult.
Just light rain, but makes the ball slippery. Yes, the Eagles, a little bit of a pep in their step now. They're starting to attack the footy a bit more. Ryan Smith wins this ruck contest. Paredes throws a foot at it, can't get anything on it. Jonathan Sattler kicks up into the attacking 50. No mark taken there for the Eagles. Saints tackle there without the footy. Bo O'Connell running onto it in the goal square. Nearly it runs over the boundary line, over the line I should say, the goal line for a behind. So the Eagles, they're starting to accumulate some scoring shots here. Saints kick in quickly. It goes to Baden Nichols. He kicks on quickly as well, looking for and finding Anthony Wilson close to the boundary line. Kick is a good one, looking for Clark. Bounces right on the line. And the boundary umpire says that did indeed just clip the line. It's not out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a boundary throw in front of our commentary position. St Mary's 4-3-27. The Eagles 2-5-17. It's only 10 points at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter.
So I was thinking earlier on, in this match, Wanderers can't possibly keep playing as badly as they are. So maybe they're about to just claw their way back into the game. If you give them a bit of a sniff, the Eagles, they've got some good players out there. There might be a chance to win this one. Soccer kick towards the boundary line out of play.
That is deliberate. That is deliberate. Every day of the week, Charlie. Except today.
Except in down.
Gee, how could that not be paid?
Running directly towards the boundary line. But not played. Here's the throw in. Big Ryan Smith in front position. Ball goes over the back. Tyler Saunders gets to it. Handball over the top. He delayed it, but he managed to get the handball out okay towards Nichols, and then it goes out of play. Nichols with it.
In these conditions, Michael, that needed to be a kick, didn't it? Down into attacking 50 instead of a handball.
Exactly.
So there's a couple of games played here today. 2 other games away. And there's a women's game coming up a little later on here as well.
So lots
in the
of
AFLW.
Yeah.
Adelaide Crows to play Fremantle at 8 o'clock in Darwin. Wilson at the back. Big tap away. Paredes closes on the footy. They got to him and gave away the free kick. He loves it, doesn't he, Paredes? If he doesn't get there first and win the ball, he wins the free kick because they tackle him illegally. He runs along the boundary line, cribbed a few metres on it, kicked down towards the forward pocket, came off hands. Matthias Liddy under pressure. Handball back towards the boundary line, goes out of play. And it is a scrappy game, but the rain we mentioned before not making it that much easier. 18 minutes gone. St Mary's leading here 4-3 to Wanderers, 2-5.
And Wanderers winning this quarter, 2-1. They've had the best of the scoring shots. Ball off hands here. Ryan Smith working hard, shoves Thomas Motlop out of the way. Good hands comes from Daniel Pearce, and the Eagles' defence bring it out towards Liam Patrick. Off hands, Thomas Motlop will be first there, gets a soccer kick away only to the waiting arms there of Thomas Davies. Handball's close to the boundary line and to Nicholas Yaron. He soccers off the ground, but it was already out of bounds. That boundary umpire, she is getting a workout and a half this afternoon. 18, almost 19 minutes gone here. Second quarter. Wanderers clawing their way back into the match. Ryan Smith to set up here against Wilson. Nicholas Yaron on Thomas Motlop. Marlon Motlop minding Sean Edwards. Gee, there's some great matchups out there this afternoon. Ryan Smith wins that tap out, goes towards Sean Edwards, but Marlon Motlop pushes off him easily. Gathers the footy, has it slightly smothered. Bo O'Connell takes it in front of our commentary position. Kicks quickly. Aaron Motlop gathers. Beautiful handball there to Fijo. Fijo, a lovely kick. Finds a teammate there in Jaden Adams. Eagles kicking their way forward here. Thomas Motlop in the clear. Can he gather? He hesitated. Yaron got in there, grabbed hold of the footy. Tackled by Thomas Motlop. Saunders in there. Soccers away close to the boundary line. Needs to pick up. He doesn't. Fumbles professionally across the boundary line for a boundary throw in. 50 around from the Eagles' goal.
Saunders came from a long way to do that, didn't he?
Yes.
That's good. They needed that. Wanderers were looking okay in that build-up. But Yaron made it tough for them. So Wanderers deep in attack here at the 20-minute mark of this second term. 10 points the difference. Ball left from the throw-in. No one was able to get a clear touch on it. The handball came away by Aaron Motlop and then kicked forward there by Ronald Fijo. Down towards the line. Thomas Motlop gets there under all sorts of pressure. Umpire says it was a high tackle.
Clearly ducked his head.
And Thomas Motlop's going to go with a short little kick the goal, but I think he might be asked to come back and do it all again.
Well, the umpires are losing a little bit of control here, Charlie, unfortunately.
I think that Dom, they're losing a bit of control.
Thomas Modlock clearly ducked his head. Players have objected. Thomas is quite rightly, I think Charlie played on. He's allowed to do that.
And he kicked the goal.
And now they've brought him back on a very difficult angle with a wet ball.
Which is exactly what he didn't want.
That's right. He's a skillful player, though. Gee, this is not beyond him. Look at him foxing here. Looks saying that he's going really slowly. Let's see. Let's see what he does.
He's having a chat with the umpire as well. He might lose the ball if he's not careful.
Oh, look at that. He's horrified. Look at him.
He's missed everything. He's conceded meterage as well.
Oh, yes.
There, yeah.
What can you say?
So Saints will clear it here.
Well, justice is served.
Justice is served. He says Jack Long goes to Anthony Long and the siren sounds. So, well, this match nicely set up here. Second quarter comes to an end. St Mary's 4-3-27. They kicked only 1 goal, 1 in that quarter.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
kilonewtons centrifugal force, entering remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also service details and safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm moving far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here. Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin for easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2018-2019 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TIO Stadium. We're at half-time of the Wanderers and St Mary's. Current score, 10 points in it. St Mary's 27 to Wanderers 17. Just like to remind you, this evening from 8 o'clock, the AFLW is in town. The Adelaide Crows are going to be doing a practice match against the Fremantle Dockers, 8 p.m. That will kick off tonight. So if you are hanging around, you've got a big game ahead of you. We'd like to thank our sponsors, TIO, Towards Zero, the Northern Territory Government, Carlton United Breweries, Coca-Cola, State Line Super, No More, Flight Centre, Kazali Palmerston Club at Sterling NT, Kennard Tyre, Intersport, and our media partners, 7 News, Star 1, NT News, and Mix 1049 and Hot 100. Following this game, we will have Nightcliff and the Waratahs. They'll be kicking off from 5 o'clock, and then 8 p.m. again will be the AFLW right here at TIO Stadium. All right, we're not too far away from getting into this second half, but just an announcement, someone has left their lights on in the car park. We'd love for you to be able to get home later on. It's a silver Hilux, twin cab ute, 942807. I was getting nervous reading. If it's a case, it's fine. It's not. Silver Hilux, twin cab ute, 942807. Your lights are on.
get it away cleanly. Taking it away, however, is Daniel Pearce, almost nailed in a tackle. Ball taken by Paredes, gets it to Clark. Off on the left boot, kicks up to centre half forward. Off hands, Marius Clark gets rid of it just. Goes to Tom Davies. Look away handball to Paredes. Little chip to Kintari on the right boot. Kicks on goal and kicks the goal. That was 1 second quicker than their first goal in the first quarter. 27 seconds for St Mary's. That was absolutely brilliant. Francis Kintari kicks his second. Michael Graham, how was that as a goal?
It was brilliant play all the way through from the centre bounce, and the way they carried it through was great.
So Kintari's got a couple, Paredes has got a couple, and Raf Clark just the one. Now, Wanderers' challenge, Michael, has always been over the last few games to try and get past 6 goals. They normally get to 6 goals and then they freeze. So they're finding it hard to kick goals, aren't they? What's wrong with them?
Today,
yeah,
I think they're very undisciplined play, Charlie, the way they're playing.
They just haven't got that real good ball winner in the middle like that man there, Paredes, who just got that kick out. The opposite number 27, Marbo Murunguric, got to that. Free kick played in the end. Goes to Daniel Wheater, goes out towards the wing. Kick was pretty good. Gave it out there to Marcus Totham. Spears it up towards half forward. Got right over the top. Good handball came back there. Straight off to Paredes from Yaron. And his kick up towards the wing. Tyler Saunders over the top of the footy. They put a lot of pressure on him. And doing that was the Wanderers player there.
And 50-metre penalty, Charlie.
Yeah, and that's Tyler Saunders is going to get the 50 metres here.
Unbelievable.
A little kick went upfield into the hands there of Francis Kintari, but is it the back chat? More of the back chat? You've got to just cut it out, don't you? Here's Tyler Saunders to take it forward.
Tyler Saunders with the kick. There's still a whistle going. Here is Sean Edwards on the lead. Couldn't take the mark, so the umpire saying he hadn't quite set the mark. Looked as though everybody was ready. The umpire wasn't. Players need to be aware of that when they blow time back on. Now Saunders kicking out wide. Marbo Murunguric in the road, couldn't take the mark. Paredes out there wrestling for the footy, goes at as hard, is tackled. Does he dispose of it cleanly? No. Yes, he does. He gets it to a teammate, tackle away, goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. So Saints setting up a little bit differently here with Sean Edwards lining up at full forward. Paredes into the action again, and lights on here at Marara too. Was getting a little bit dark with the overcast conditions and a bit of rain. Good boundary throw in from that forward pocket, comes to the back, goes to Francis Kintari, couldn't handle cleanly initially, then does, goes to Matthias Liddy, ducks back inside from 50, the big bomb down towards the goal square, and the Saints attacker in Rioli was shepherded out. Zilio Casemiro gets it away, and Wanderers are away up centre wing.
Outside of 50, so they got out of the danger area. Ball towards the wing's going to be socked towards the boundary line and gone out of bounds. Umpire has a look. I thought the umpire there was thinking for a moment about maybe delivered, but maybe they've all decided that they will not pay a deliberate out of bounds today. I suppose there was a case to argue in that one, but Marius Clark in front position, tapped it down, went straight to Thomas Modlop, who got barrelled in a tackle, went to ground, pushed out wider. Wanderers trying to work their way through there with Bo O'Connell. Now the ball held up, can't come out. Matthias Liddy had it. They had hold of him. He was trying to bulldoze his way out of there. He couldn't get out of trouble. He's a big, strong man, isn't he, Michael?
Very big. Very
bit
strong.
frustrated with that too, wasn't he?
He might want to do some of the ruck work now. He's in there. No, he's not going to do it. He's going to leave it to the rucks to do. And the tap down was straight into the hands of Nick Yaron. Yaron's kick was cut off in defence down there by Wanderers. Good play by them, and a kick out wide there off the boot of Daniel Wheater to the centre of the ground. Murunguric takes the mark, plays on, had a St Mary's player standing right there when he played on, and he was caught. And the little push out there by Thomas Modlop. And I think the free kick's going to go to...
Oh, and now we've got a 50 the other way, Charlie.
Well, it's gone the other... Yep, back to Thomas Modlop.
Yep.
So I think... Tyler Saunders might have been that was arguing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Tyler. What was the free for, Charlie?
No, maybe it was a push in the back or something, wasn't it? I don't know.
No.
But Thomas Modlop's got 50 metres and he's going to go and kick goal. There he is. Thomas Modlop walking forward.
Such a good player.
He won't miss this one. Directly out in front, kicks it goal, and he kicks it. So Modlop's got 2 and Wanderers have got their 3rd goal for the match. So score check here. Wanderers 3 goals 5. St Mary's 5 goals 3. Michael Graham.
Wanderers 2 goals 5. 3 now.
Yeah.
3-5.
To 5-3.
5-3.
And Charlie Raphael Clark down on the boundary line here, getting a bit of treatment, had to come from the ground. So complaining of a right hip issue here. So he's getting a bit of treatment, having a chat with his coach. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can come back on the ground. This is turning into a close contest now, so only 10 points again.
Goals are at a premium, aren't they, in this match? That's for sure.
Are. Ruck contest now, one down there by Wilson, almost stolen by Edwards, got it away to Musgrove, kicked it out to the speedsters on centre wing. Wilson running out there with Zelio Casemiro. Wilson socketed it to his advantage out over the boundary line, and a boundary throw in about 55 around from Saints goal. So very quick transition there. Boundary umpire comes in, doesn't waste any time. Gets the toss away, misses both ruckmen, comes to the back of the pack. No one can pick it up cleanly here. Tackle laid. Now comes to Braith Hodges for St Mary's. Kicks into the corridor. Daniel Wheater went without it. Tackles laid. Handball comes out to Paredes. Steps around one opponent. Kicks on goal. It tumbles and tumbles towards the goal line and over for a behind. The quick kick in comes from the Eagles, and the umpire says that was just way too fast for us. So we'll bring it back again, and Daniel Wheater will have to do it all over again, Charlie.
But can't you just do that? I mean, you can just bring it in when you're ready. So the umpire's now taking it off, and he's going to ball it up. So it's getting, I don't know, I'm not sure what's happening out there.
Is that because he stepped over the line?
But no, he was still back on the goal line. Anyway, it's thrown up at the edge of the kick-off line. Tap down here for Wanderers, and caught was Robert Howard, but umpire says play on. Kick out towards the boundary line goes out of play. Just a reminder, the last time these two played was back in round 10, and St Mary's won 14-11 to 6-11. So it was a big win. They won by 48 points. Not sure they're going to win by that, but the ball being brought back. Boundary throw in. Deep down in that forward line. It's going to be Smith to jump against Wilson. Smith might have got the best of that, tapped it down. Hasn't been as dominant today, Ryan Smith, as he normally has been over the last few weeks. Sean Edwards with a kick that went forward. Eagles trying to get out of trouble. High kick up and under, hasn't gone the distance, so it won't be a mark. Knocked down, ball to the ground. Running in hard to get to the footy was Anthony Wilson. Now the kick forward by Long. Wanderers on the clean-up, lost it. Handball comes back out wide. Under real pressure out there was Ben Taylor, couldn't get clear with it. Now it's in the hands of Anthony Wilson, goes around his body, kicks, and a great mark underneath it. Down there was Paredes. He is so good, isn't he? He is so good. He was on a one-on-one down there, and he's going to run around the man on the mark and have a shot and kick it goal. Can he kick the goal? Of course he can. He's got 3 today.
Wow.
Another top-class performance from Nat Paredes.
Yes, it's a great kick.
Just watching on the replay there, Charlie, the pressure that was being put on both teams. And Anthony Wilson with that quick, long kick. And Paredes just kept on getting himself into position, didn't he? Under pressure there from Douglas Mansell, who didn't do anything wrong, but just could not prevent the mark being taken.
He goes back and kicks the goal as well. He's got it all, hasn't he? So Saints push out again to a lead a little further. 6 goals 4 to 3 goals 5.
What can they do from this centre bounce? Ryan Smith up high, taps it to the back. Paredes couldn't handle on this occasion. The ball bobbling around. Gathered here by Quinn. Handballed out to Musgrove. He couldn't handle either. Kintari bundled over. Gets back up. Tossed aside. Good handball comes out there from Hartog. Goes to Totham. Daniel Pearce, just quality, steps inside, goes with the left boot. John Tipalora up high, couldn't take the mark. Spillage comes to Jack Long, has a bounce if you don't mind. Handballs backwards to Anthony Long. Little chip was cut off there by Hartog. Spillage goes to Taylor. Handballs backwards to Anthony Long, is caught. Allows himself to be taken over the boundary line, and the umpire says you're caught with the ball. The Eagles play on quickly. Target Thomas Motlop, got hands to it. There was a fingernail in there that got away, wasn't the mark. Comes now to Tyler Saunders. He's off and running. Kicks long, looking out wide here for Francis Kintari. Shielded the footy, didn't take the mark, but did beautifully. Yes. And wins a free kick at centre wing.
It's well played.
So a little kick forward. Tyler Saunders been good today, Michael. He's been good for Saints today. He's probably one of his better matches. Ball has gone out of play at the 10-minute mark of this third term. St Mary's 6-4, Wanderers 3-5. Beautiful day for footy down here. The lights on, as Dominic told you earlier on. It just looks a little gloomy out there. No shadows certainly that you can see from players there. Here's Tyler Saunders for another possession, and then second time got it, and then he just managed to get the handball away when he was under real pressure. Ball knocked out there to running forward was Pearce. Wanderers win it out on the wing and go backwards with it. Little kick inside 50 at goal, looked okay, just rolls across the face.
Just
through for a minor score.
Kick was from Daniel Pearce too, Michael.
Yeah.
Caressed it.
He's a very good kick, Daniel.
6-4 to 3-6. Saints in front. 11 minutes gone in the third term, and Jack Long to bring the ball back into play.
Comes to the Morris Rioli grandstand side. Target Ryan Smith. Tyler Saunders there too. Ball goes to the back of the pack. Ryan Smith not very happy with Tyler Saunders getting in the road there, and the nice little chip goes to Thomas Motlop, the lead up forward for the Eagles. Gee, Ryan Smith still arguing with Tyler Saunders. That's not good to see really from a teammate perspective. Thomas Motlop with ball in hand will kick from just inside 50, right of centre. Normally a good goal kicker. He's already kicked one this quarter, has 2 for the game. Kick on its way. He's trying to will it back to the left. It's not happening. Started right and stays right. Another point on the board for the Eagles. 3-7-25. St Mary's 6-4-40 at the 12-minute mark.
Yaron's little kick was okay to Marius Clark, tucked away in the back pocket for Saints. 40 plays 25, 12 minutes gone third term. Marius Clark goes along the boundary line. Out wide, terrific mark in front there. Daniel Wheater.
What a player.
He is a class player. Onto the right boot, chips it to 50. Kick was good, finds Aaron Motlop. Aaron Motlop had a look over his shoulder and then went back and boomed it along right down to the kick-off line. Got it the back, Yaron with his hands on it. Made sure he touched it. The ball went through for a minor score, and Yaron immediately comes away with it. Little chip kick comes out to Jack Long. Finds him tucked away in the back pocket. Jack Long's going to go back again with it back to another Long, who kicks it on to Yaron.
Yes.
Anthony Long kicks it to Yaron. Yaron now just about up towards the 50-metre line and comes along the boundary line to Ryan Smith, who come from a long way back, the big ruckman. Took a mark there. He'd be pretty happy with that. This is a pretty good kick off. Hands beautiful to Paredes, who just kicked it along the boundary line. It was such an educated kick. It was a beauty. It gave every chance there for Tyler Saunders to run away with it. He didn't get clear with it though. Ball towards the boundary, towards the goal line, and then rush through for a minor score. What a kick, though, from Paredes. Was a beauty, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
It was.
He just said, chase it.
And he knew he had speed, too, in James Quinn. So the Eagles now, lovely kick in. Goes almost to the middle, off the back of the pack. Marius Clark gathers. Tackler in Hartog misses him. Clark steps around, gives it there to Ferreira. Lovely kick goes to Matthias Liddy. Couldn't handle. Daniel Wheater handball in front of himself. Puts his teammates under a bit of pressure. Goes back in to give him a hand. Gets a quick kick out. Bo O'Connell, hard at it. Did well. Picked up. Quick handball to Fijo. Fijo now out to Tipalora. The forward 50, well and truly open here. Kick goes towards Thomas Motlop. It wasn't quick enough when he was in space. Wasn't when he first called for it. And Yaron had closed the gap and thumps it over the boundary line.
You don't know Yaron as a defender, but by gee, that was pretty good, wasn't it, from him, Michael?
Very good, yes. The kicking was very indirect, you know, to the player coming out.
Yeah. Thomas Motlop now with it in front of him. Yaron wearing him like a glove, pushes him to the boundary line, ball and all out of play.
It's a different role that he's played this year, Charlie, because of just the totally different setup that Saints have got. Saints have often now put him back as a back pocket to mark one of the key small forwards.
So they did that with Ben Rioli quite a bit.
That's
too,
right,
well,
and given Ben Rioli's missing today, he has the role. Now that should be 50 straight away there. That's a free kick for Saints out of the ruck contest. Thomas Motlop kicks the ball on. They've been red hot on it today and don't give that one.
So who's getting the free kick?
Ryan Smith from the ruck contest, Charlie. Big push out.
Aaron wanted it, but he didn't get it. He gave it to Jack Long instead. And so from the back pocket, Jack Long onto the left boot, kicks it up towards Ralph Clark. That is a real good mark. Floated forward there, took a strong mark, and then goes with his long kick down towards the half-forward line. Ball knocked away. Where's Paredes? You'd see him get involved in there when the ball hits the ground. Here comes Marius Clark from a long way back, running hard, putting a lot of pressure on Bo O'Connell there. Then Marius Clark wants a bit of it. He can't get it. Wanderers win it instead. The kick's okay. And they gave it out to Marbo Murunguric.
Marbo Murunguric with the chip, looking here for a teammate in Jonathan Sattler. So Sattler, ordinary low kick there to Marlon Motlop. Steps inside Anthony Long beautifully. Just steadies for a moment. Kicking close to the boundary line. Tipalora with the dive, trying to claim the mark after it's touched the ground 2 or 3 times there. Over the boundary line. Clearly a boundary throw-in. The boundary umpire was right onto that. Throw-in's a beauty. Ryan Smith gets it down, comes off legs, goes to Jack Long, handball out eventually to Taylor. Braxton Armat caught with the footy. Yes, he is. Just took a moment too long there. And the tackle laid for the Eagles. Daniel Pearce getting a free kick. It's been good when he's had the footy in his hands. Kicks long inside 50. Almost the mark to Anthony Wilson. Yaron had it. He's wrapped up immediately. And the umpire says, I will have it. He'll ball it up. 20 metres out, almost directly in front here of the Eagles' goal.
Put a big C next to the name of Nicholas Yaron. He has such courage. He works so hard for the footy. Saints win it in the back pocket there. Finished up
free
in the
kick
hands
now, Charlie. Free kick.
Ferreira, but a free kick's pulled out of him. And I think it's Thomas Motlop again.
Thomas Motlop again.
He's working
He's
it.
in everything, but Thomas.
No, he's a good player. Very good player. And one of those interesting players, isn't he, Charlie, who's half-back, he can play beautifully, or you put him in that key forward position.
He likes kicking goals.
Yeah, he loves it.
He thinks of himself as a forward, he told me. Kicks at goal. And he misses. Well, I could show him that and say, well, maybe you're not. That's not fair. No, he can be right. He plays at either end. He's an excellent player.
Yaron kicks the ball in after that point. Jack Long just took his eyes off the footy there for just a moment. It bounced on his shoulder, came back to him, kicks it to Yaron, steps around the hard-working Thomas Motlop. He goes towards Frawley, close to the boundary line. Couldn't take the mark, I don't think. And now calling it as a boundary throw-in. Just juggled it slightly over the boundary line for a throw-in. 41 plays 27, almost 18 minutes gone in this third quarter. Important quarter it is. Wilson in front, wins the ruck contest easily. Braxton Armat pushed off it slightly, but then just kept running hard at the footy. Yes. Did well. Got it to Frawley. Quick hack out of defence. Goes to Daniel Wheater. Outbodied Raphael Clark. Gee, that's been a good battle this afternoon. And Wheater just runs away from the mark. Kicks long inside 50. Thomas Motlop, 1 on to 3. They do not talk. They don't work it out, St Mary's. And the 1 takes the mark dead in front of goal, 15 out.
Ryan Smith should have marked that.
They stood around him, 3 or 4 of them, and only Thomas Motlop wanted the footy.
Went for the ball.
So Thomas Motlop chips at the goal face, and he chips it straight through for his 3rd of the afternoon. So Wanderers, they move now on to 4-9-33, trailing St Mary's 6-5-41. It is an 8-point ball game.
1, 2, 3, 4 players there around him.
Yes.
He's single-handedly lifting Wanderers here, isn't he?
Yes.
Thomas Motlop.
By himself.
So 6-5 to 4-9. 19 minutes about to register on the electronic scoreboard on the eastern wing. Margin just 8 points. 17 points at quarter time in favour of Saints, 10 points at half time in favour of Saints. Wanderers whittle it back to 8 points here. They might be setting this up for a big finish. Jack Long wins it out there all by himself in a paddock on the left boot, goes wide out towards the far side of the ground, puts it in the hands there of James Quinn. He kicked at the man on the mark. Daniel Pearce goes in on the clean-up. Handball was slick and good. Got it out wide. Linked it up through Keelan Fijo. Kick inside 50. Saints get back in numbers. Here comes Nicholas Aaron along the boundary line. Got around one, got around two. Onto the right boot he goes and then kicks it right up towards the wing. Murin Guric was held out of it. Francis Quintari involved in all of that as well. Ball out towards Pierce. Goes backwards with the handball. Chance here for Wanderers to take it forward. Here's Hodges with the kick along the boundary line and cut off back there into defence. Good strong mark taken there by Ferreira for the Saints.
Ferreira done a couple of nice things in the last few minutes. Now he needs to finish off with a good kick here. It's over the head of Sean Edwards. They're still in trouble here. Soccer off the ground is dangerous. Inside the corridor, Bo O'Connell slaps it to his own advantage. Eagles fighting away. Thomas Motlop. He'll halve the contest here and get the ball up directly in front in the corridor.
He tried to rake that out, Thomas Motlop. He was a fingernail away from being successful with it. If he'd have got it, he would have kicked a goal.
Gee, Bo O'Connell, he's a smart forward too. Got good pace, knows where the goals are. Motlop in the ruck contest, dives down on the footy, flicks it out the back. Numbers around this contest. The umpire will ball this up again here. 25 metres out from goal. Sean Edwards is there, Thomas Motlop, John Tipalora around the back. They toss it up high. Raphael Clark wins the ruck contest. Pushed forward by Musgrove. Gathered there by Marlon Motlop. The high up and under. Jack Long underneath that. That is a terrific mark. Kept his eye on the footy at all times. And now whips it out to Ferreira. Needs to use the ball well. Nice little chip. They need to talk here. Taken off the footy is Hodges before he took the grab. Little Topo comes out to Saunders, overran the footy, just didn't keep his eye on it. Anthony Long crashes the pack. Coming through strongly was Marlon Motlop. Anthony Long, brilliant. Wilson taps it up, perhaps was caught with the footy. Nice little handball comes out from Quinn to Taylor. Taylor took his eyes off it. Quinn kept going forward. Paredes is there close to the boundary line. Wheatress sees it out. Saints did well to get that out of the Eagles forward 50. And Hodges here, after being poleaxed without the footy, is about to be brought from the ground here.
It's in the hands of the trainers. Here's the throw in. 22 minutes gone in this third term. Wanderers having a real dip here. Ball held up in that true wing position. It was a high tackle, said the umpire. Eagles are going to draw the free kick here. There might be just enough time for them to get this down on the forward line. If they can get up quickly and get this kick away, they're not going to have time to do it. Siren beats them. It's been set up for a pretty good last quarter here. St Mary's 6 goals 5 now, leading Wanderers 4 goals 9. The margin 8 points at three-quarter time. Let's get some comments from Michael Graham. Michael, it's turned into an even contest now by three-quarter time.
It's very interesting.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students. We have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Right, if you've only just joined us, it is three-quarter time. Wanderers 49-33 to St Mary's 65-41. And please do hang around after the game this evening. Adelaide Crows will take on the Fremantle Dockers in the AFLW practice match right here at TIO. That'll be from 8 o'clock. Before that we'll have Nightcliff and Waratahs. It's going to be an awesome afternoon here at TIO.
Yeah, so each team can lift.
It's been that sort of game.
Yeah. It's probably hard to get into it, and then when you do, it's hard to use the footy well. Both teams in their huddles now. Still very, very overcast conditions here at Marara Oval. Coaching staff leaving the St Mary's huddle. Coaching staff still right in it with the Eagles huddle.
How would Brent Renouf be feeling about all this? Will he? I don't know what his contract is at Saints, but would he front up again next year on the back of what we've seen from Saints this year?
Gee, Charlie, I would hope so, because I think this year's his hard year. You know, not saying that coaching is an easy gig, but after all those quality, experienced players left at the end of last season, this is the really tough year to bring players in, to start building a team, to generate a new group and culture. I really hope that he does go on, because I think he's grabbed hold of this season and the younger players and actually done quite a good job. They know where they're at now. They know what they've got to do to go forward. So I hope for the club's sake that he does. But, you know, coaching's a hard gig. Really tough gig. I mean, Michael, you know, you've spent many a year coaching.
Yeah, coaching is hard. It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
You know, so...
winning teams are easy to coach, aren't they?
Well, ask KJ Taylor that.
They just keep on winning, you know.
Well, he came along when St Mary's didn't need a coach. And a team that could play.
Yeah, and you build this winning culture. So if you join that club, you're expected to win. Paredes is an interesting story. Turned up and just went to St Mary's when he came here. And he's probably been their best find over the last 5 years, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Just a star player that just turned up, you know. True. Last quarter about to get underway here. The margin 8 points in favour of Saints. Here's Dominic McCormick.
Ryan Smith in the ruck contest. Oh, beautiful tap to Matthias Liddy. Got a handball away. Motlop gathers. In fact, it was Douglas Mansell. He got a handball away to teammate. Cut off. Ryan Smith, another one. Mabo Munanguric coming through strongly, stealing a handball that was meant for Paredes. Cut off there by Musgrove. Tapped away by Sattler. Now they're in the clear. Ronald Fijo. What can he do with the footy? Kick out towards Thomas Motlop. Put it out in front of him. Got it on the bounce. Couldn't handle the slippery footy and out of bounds. So the Eagles into attack at the beginning of this last quarter.
Thomas would have liked a better kick than that to come to him.
Interesting change too, Charlie. Liam Patrick was the one who turned up in the ruck contest. He hasn't been in there all game.
Okay. So Thomas Motlop might have been involved in that rucking contest down there. Jack Long gets the ball. Has got the thumping kick out of there. The whistle's gone. A free kick. It's going to be a Wanderers free kick, I reckon, down there in the forward line. Certainly the umpire indicated with the way he signalled was a push in the back.
Against Tom Frawley.
So Tom Frawley's given away the free kick, and Wanderers are going to have a shot for goal here. And this is going to make it interesting.
It's not Thomas Motlop, is it?
No.
No, Thomas gone. He's done a little bit of the ruck work, and he's gone away and had a bit of a...
It is Marlon, though.
But Marlon might be able to kick it. He plays a bit in the SNFL too, doesn't he?
Yeah, Marlon, yeah.
Hasn't had a lot of it today, but he can kick a footy. We know that. He can bring this margin back. to just a couple of points. He comes in and he kicks, and it's a good-looking kick, and it's a goal. Marlon Motlop gets the goal in the last quarter, and St Mary's now are faced with a real challenge. Let's see what they're made of now. Michael?
That's right. Well, look at that. That's it. They have got a challenge on their hands now, Charlie. There's only 2 points up. So they have to respond now.
So certainly Saints have played better than Wanderers have, do you know what I mean? And they just haven't been able to break away.
Again, probably their forward 50 has been their issue, Charlie. Haven't been able to use the footy in forward 50, whereas every time Wanderers go down, they've looked so dangerous. What can they do here? Sean Edwards wins it from the ruck contest, goes to Tyler Saunders. Good handball to Francis Quintari. And there's an issue here in the middle. Sean Edwards. Sean Edwards was hit hard, I think, out of that ruck contest. He went back and remonstrated. The umpires got him. So Liam Patrick with the free kick. He kicks beautifully and finds Bo O'Connell at right half forward. So Wanderers here approaching this last quarter exactly as they should be. The kick out wide, looking for Thomas Motlop, and it's thumped away from him by Jack Long. So a moment of poor discipline there, Michael, by Sean Edwards. They were running clear into attack.
That is just...
Sean Edwards has gone back to remonstrate.
Crucial.
So boundary throw in here. Set up Liam Patrick in ruck against Ryan Smith. Smith, ball falls to him. He read it better. Tyler Saunders tries to get it out. Ball bobbling around. It's slapped forward. Quentin Hartog grabbed in a tackle. The umpire says quite rightly that it was held to him at 50, and he'll ball it up again. 2 points the ball game. St Mary's 41, Wanderers 39, 3.5 gone in the last quarter.
And the rain getting a little heavier here. A lot of green jumpers around this. They'll emerge with the footy and thump it up towards the wing. Front position Saints down there. Wanderers working hard for it. They were in there as well. Zilio Casemiro. Handball came out. Tyler Saunders goes looking for it. Got to the footy. He just can't get it out. He held it up. He's held it up at very least, and the umpire says you're going to be pinged because you didn't get it out. He's not happy with the decision, but the decision's gone against him. Wanderers will have the free kick out on the wing. 39 plays 41. Just 2 points in it. The kick up towards the 50-metre line, fisted away towards the boundary line, out of play. 4 minutes gone. 5 goals, 9. The Eagles trailing St Mary's 6 goals, 5. Boundary line throw in. Yeah, that rain, you don't get a sense of it really from here, but it's a little heavier than what you think it is. It's not a misty sort of rain, but it's a drenching sort of rain. Here's the throw in. Ryan Smith came from a long way around the back and got his left hand on it, tapped it to ground, hoping Saints could get to it. They didn't. Out to Matthias Liddy. Works his way through. Strong muscles. Somehow got first time he was pinged. Second time umpire said we're not going to give you that many chances, and he pinged him and gave the free kick away, and Wanderers can take it inside 50. A little kick off the ground there. Running forward was Bo O'Connell, and instead of kicking a goal, he kicked a point. He probably could have picked it up.
Could have picked it up, Charlie. Had the rush of blood. Terrific young player. Could have had a goal on the board and the lead for his team. Jack Long kicks in. I'm not really sure who he's going for here. Matthias Liddy crashes the pack. It goes to Marbo Murunguric. Handball's inboard to Bo O'Connell. Terrific tap towards Marcus Tottam. Socket off the ground. Goes to the chest of Ryan Smith. Takes that mark in front of Wilson. Will go down the line. Target here is Davies. He's just bumped out of the way. That's clearly a push in the back. Play on should be advantage here. Braden Rioli tried to take a bounce. You don't really do that in these conditions. Raphael Clark reads that beautifully. Handball to Braden Rioli's a beauty. Kicks on goal and will miss everything. Could actually be a good result for them because they get the boundary throw in.
Throw in, yes.
Not a behind, a boundary throw in. So Saints can set up here in the left forward pocket. Terrific play really by Braden Rioli and Raphael Clark.
Just a great handball. Terrific,
terrific.
Delayed it perfectly.
Just the experience and that these players always appear to have time.
Throw in deep down in that forward line. Shallow throw in. Wanderers with the tap. Did it pretty well, Josh Wilson. Wanderers need a kick out of here. Can they get their hands on the footy? They can't. That's a slinging tackle there on Quintari, and I think he's going to be pinged. He is Francis Quintari. So Wanderers have won it in the back pocket. What have they got on offer? Kick is okay. Into the hands there of Keelan Fijo, and he goes across the defensive 50, finds another Eagles player there in Pearce. Pearce caught from behind. He went the 360 on the tackle. Anthony Wilson came looking for the footy. Murungurich got it best and then got it to centre half back, and the kick out wide there by the Eagles, Casemiro, worked out pretty good, but they've turned it over. Anthony Long with a chance along the boundary line, finds Kintari, takes a look, runs around a couple of players, lines up, kicks it goal, just couldn't get it over the top of the defenders dropping back. They got their hands on it, and it was good defensive work down there by Wheatra, and the final result was a point. So 2 points to different. Saints hanging on in front.
Daniel Wheatra with the kick in here, chips to himself, pressured by Raphael Clark. It was great pressure by Clark. Oh, close to the boundary. What's the call there? How can it be play on? It must have been touched. Bo O'Connell with it, did beautifully, shows a turn of speed. His kick down there towards a teammate in Jerome Motlop. Couldn't get to it. Ryan Smith did well to thump it over the boundary line. Now sets himself for the ruck contest. 7.5 gone, 2 points to lead, 42 plays 40. Saints hold it for the moment.
Throw in directly down in front of us here. Footy from Marara and Darwin. Here comes Anthony Wilson for Saints. Oh, they had a little grip of his Guernsey. The umpire said it was okay. It was Pearce who did it. Ball forced towards the boundary line and then rolls out of play again. Umpire will throw it in again. Saints working hard to get it forward. That was Braxton Armat there. Just couldn't quite pick it up. Conditions.
Very slippery out there, Charlie.
Yeah, not conclusive to picking up low balls. At the back was Ryan Smith. Handball across. Didn't work that well for him. And Wanderers can take the kick forward.
Up towards Jack Long, and that's probably out of bounds on the full. It is. Everyone could see it. Thomas Motlop with the free. Plays on quickly.
Why would Jack Long do that? Why would he do that?
And then the umpire pings Jack Long for taking Thomas Motlop out after he had kicked the footy. So a free kick downfield. Some small signs of panic here.
No,
Michael Graham?
Yes.
Michael, it's undisciplined play. Jack Long definitely kicked the ball out of play, was on the full, was pinged for it, didn't like it, ran in and put on a late tackle. Angry with himself, took it out on a player. Now his team's given up 50, given away a free kick.
So Robert Howard now 5 metres in from the boundary, has the kick on goal. It's a good looking kick. Started left, swung right, hit the post a third of the way up. A point the ball game. 5 goals, 11-41, plays 6-6-42. Saints hold that slender lead. Ball now in the hands of Tom Frawley. Goes to the hard-working Ryan Smith, and he is covering territory here, Ryan Smith. Really working hard, making sure he's a target. Kicks long down the line. Off hands. Wanderers first there, though. Couldn't handle on this occasion. Sattler. Saunders on all fours trying to get the footy out. Francis Kintari in there as well. The umpire says, I will have it at centre wing. Daniel Wheatra gets up from the contest. Ball to be tossed high. Smith there up against Wilson. They break even. Little tap went to Taylor. Totham over the footy, gets a nice handball out, well done. Comes to a teammate in Douglas Mansell, kicks forward, goes to Motlop. Thomas Motlop, the target, took the mark beautifully in front of Jack Long. He is in front of goal, slightly to the left of centre, and he should go back and have a kick.
Tough in these conditions from that distance, Dom, do you think? He's going to kick from just inside 50.
Yeah, I do, but it's Thomas Motlop.
Yeah, he's
a good player.
He's very capable. He's got 3 against his name today.
Kicks 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Can he put them in front finally? Thomas Motlop. Over the paint of 50. Kick on its way. The lead on its way. Thomas Motlop has kicked 4 goals. 1 in the second, 2 in the third. He kicks his first for the last quarter, and for the first time in this game, Wanderers take the lead. They move on to 6-11-47. They lead by 5 points. St Mary's have kicked 1 point in this quarter. They are stuck on 6-6-42. Michael Graham, what is going on?
I just don't know, Dom. I think Wanderers are playing a lot better than we are at the moment. They seem more determined to get the ball.
You've got to say, Daniel Pearce put that pass onto the chest of Thomas Motlop there, and he didn't allow it. Here's Pearce again, getting another touch. A quality player, lifting the Eagles here. Pretty good. Handball down towards 50 metre line. The Eagles go inside 50. Thomas Motlop again. Didn't quite get to him where he could mark it. Landed at his bootlaces and outside the field of play. He got pushed to the ground. Is he going to get a free kick?
Is, Charlie.
He is.
Is that Edwards again?
No, that's Tom Frawley. That's the second one he's given away in attacking 50. And that was Thomas Motlop's already over the boundary line, Charlie. He's shoving him over.
He was in the car park. He got pushed into the ground. So he's got the free kick.
Coach killing free kicks.
Oh, there's been a couple. Wanderers, we saw it from Wanderers earlier on, and now we're seeing it from Saints when the game's there to be won. Thomas Motlop from the boundary line. He's not going to kick a goal. He puts it up towards the face of goals there. Knocked away as the rain keeps pouring down here, and it's knocked out of play for a boundary line throw in. 12 and a bit minutes gone. Eagles up by 5 points. Stu, we haven't called them in front all day. That goal there from Thomas Motlop was the first time they've put their noses in front.
So a boundary throw in now. The Eagles have had 17 scoring shots to 12. So in that context, they've had far more of the ball in their forward 50. Ruck contest, Ryan Smith. Which way is this going to go? It's going against him. So the free kick to Liam Patrick. His first clear possession inside attacking 50. And what a person to give the free kick away to. Daniel Pearce having a laugh. They're looking relaxed and confident, Michael.
Yes, they seem to be. Well, I would be too if I was on their side.
They are looking very confident, the Eagles. They hold the lead by 5 points very, very quickly. This could extend it to 11. Liam Patrick strolls in, kicks on goal. He's happy immediately. He hits the scoreboard in the best way possible. And then looks like he pulls up with cramp on his left leg. Doesn't matter. Wanderers all of a sudden lead by 11 points. 7-11-53, 6-6-42. And it came from that ruck infringement, Michael Graham.
Yeah, well, if you can call it a ruck infringement, he sort of fell over.
So 53 plays 42, 11 points.
Yes, it's going to be very difficult for Saints to come from here.
Well, there's plenty of time left in it. We've played 14 minutes, so you're going to get another 9 or 10 minutes, aren't you? From this, so a little over halfway through the last quarter. They need to score a goal here. Matthias Liddy, it was Clark in the middle, Raph Clark doing the ruck work there. They're not getting the ball out of the middle. Where's Nat Paredes? They probably want him in there, St Mary's. High tackle, hard tackle there, player going to ground there was Ben Taylor for St Mary's. Now it comes back to him again and he got the kick away. He's done really well to kick it down towards the forward line. Ryan Smith for the handball was a beauty too. Gave it off to Braden Rioli. Banged away at goal and kicked it. What a goal. Whoa, what a great handball and what a great goal.
Yes, exactly. We need that one too.
Michael, that's Daniel Rioli's younger brother. And I tell you what, there's raps on him already. And when you look at the replay, look at the way he just gathered that footy, stepped to the left. I've seen Daniel Rioli and Cyril Rioli do that at a much higher level on many an occasion. Yeah. And there'd be a number of talent scouts, I would say, penciling that name down for a few years' time.
I reckon so.
He'd need to leave town when he's a tiny little fella. He'd need to really bulk up. He needs to be, you know, on some good food and inside a gym doing some hard work. Saints trying to get out of the middle again and they're going to force it somehow. Up towards Pearce as he gets in the way, left it behind. Wanderers get back there by the very busy Daniel Wheatra. His kick out towards the wing was pretty good. This man's been good today. He really has. Bo O'Connell kicked the goal in the second, but he's doing some good work. Saints win this one. Kick over the top here. Wanderers can't get to it. Saints were playing for it to go out of play and it did. It was chased down there by Muklas, and he couldn't keep it. It went out of play. So there's throw in just about directly down in front of us here. Nearly 16 minutes gone. 48 plays 53. Wanderers in front here by 5 points after trailing all day. The fourth goal from Thomas Motlop in this quarter got them in front.
Ruck contest now. Raphael Clark gets it down. Paredes, they're calling advantage there. Goodness me.
It's a free kick to us.
So it was a free kick already. The umpire called the advantage. Now that should be 50. It should be 50 straight away. But look,
that was
Paredes has milked that beautifully, Charlie. He has said something there to Jerome Motlop, who has reacted. He has milked that beautifully. So Paredes down in front of goal. On the goal line will be the man on the mark, Brenton Motlop. But Jerome Motlop has simply been caught out there. Has not been able to hold his discipline.
Looks like he's been reported too, Dom.
Oh, true. The umpire's got the book out,
the
Michael.
book
So Paredes into goal and quick as a flash, Michael. Pardon the pun. 2 minutes later, Saints are back in front by a point. So they were challenged. They've taken that challenge on and got themselves back in front. But my goodness, at least another 10 minutes, I reckon, left in this game. This is still anyone's game.
It's not good for my heart, really.
Michael, you hold it together here, all right?
And a couple of classy goals there from Saints. Well, the one we mentioned before, the great handball to Rioli was a beauty. And that one there, gee, Wanderers. I know what Saints would be. If I'd be Saints, I'd be thinking, these guys don't want to win this. Wanderers don't want to win this. They're going to give us 50-metre free kicks down the forward line.
Ball out of the middle now. Francis Kintari ran away from it. Sattler, toe poke forward. Kintari gets a handball away. Almost taken there by Daniel Pearce. Just couldn't get a boot to it. Back in again. Terrific play, Daniel Pearce. Spots a player out by himself. Ball thumped away by Anthony Long. Liam Patrick giving instructions before he even had ball in hand. Kicks on goal and just goes to the left. A point. Scores tied up here at Marara Oval. Wanderers 7-12-54. St Mary's 8-6-54. 18 minutes gone in the last.
It would be a fair result, really, that if it turned out to be a draw.
It actually would be, Charlie.
I think it would be too.
So Saints to bring the ball in here at the 18-minute mark of the last term. Scores level. Long kick. Every contest important. Liam Patrick, front position, took the mark and copped the push in the back.
The only one who wanted it, Charlie.
He was the only one who went for it.
Yep, and Raf Clark pushed him in the back. Well, the mark was paid anyway. Daniel Pearce said, give it to me from 50. Goes back, bangs with the left boot across the face of goals, though. It wasn't a good kick. Rolls towards the boundary line and goes out of play. So disappointment from some Eagles players. Some heads dropped down them. Thomas Motlop, one of them. They felt the kick could have been a little better for them.
Especially from Daniel Pearce.
Could have stayed with Liam Patrick anyway, on reflection.
Boundary throw in now. The tap out comes down towards Pearce. Totten caught in a tackle, loses the footy. No call from the umpire. The ball only 20 out from goal. Who can pick this up? Who can do something with it? Aaron Motlop can. Picks up cleanly. Kicks on goal. Straight through the middle by Aaron Motlop. Back in front by a goal of the Eagles.
Aaron Motlop's gone back 10 years to do that. That was a great goal. Chased the ball across the ground. No one else wanted it. Got to it. Kicked it around his body and kicked a great goal. So the Motlops, 6 goals between them today for the Eagles. Pretty good return.
Yeah.
Aaron's got 1. Thomas has got 4 and Marlon's got 1.
What a family! What a family they've been in territory footy for so long.
And Nat Paredes got 4 for Saints. Saints desperate for a ball out of the middle here, but a free kick's going to be played. I think it's going to go to Wanderers.
No, and that's because Matthias Liddy was still running out of the centre square, Charlie.
Because you can't go back out, can you? And if you only got 3 in there, you can't go in. It's a kick down towards the Wanderers half-forward line. Saints did okay to win it at centre half back.
Gee.
Didn't get clear, though, with it. Now the kick around the corner was pretty good by Marcus Totten. Down towards the goal line. No one in the goal square. Keeps rolling. Goes through for a goal.
Thomas Motlop.
Thomas Motlop has got his 5th. Aaron gets 1. Thomas gets 1. Saints are in trouble.
Certainly are.
Well, just disorganised there, Charlie. Just not onto it. Saints disorganised in the middle. Looked disorganised in defence.
Yes.
And just didn't attack the ball hard enough.
Very unusual to be disorganised in the centre.
Middle, that's right. They got some experienced heads in there and just didn't work it out.
Should know better, really.
Well, Saints have to do what they did a short time ago when they kicked 2 in a few minutes. They've got to do this now. Raf Clark with the tap down was pretty good. They've won it out of the middle, so the first part of the plan worked okay. The kick got down to 50. Oh, reading it best at the back was Daniel Wheatra. His kick was wide out there. He linked it up with Marlon Motlop from the half-back line, went to the wing with a searching kick, got it out in front of John Tipalura, ran to the boundary line, waited, propped, came back again, straightened up and kicked it back into the corridor. Not quite the corridor. 2 Wanderers players crash into each other, and they left it and gave a chance to Jack Long. Went with the kick down towards the half-forward line. to Nat Paredes. Paredes spears it along the boundary line and puts it into the hands there of Tom Davies, and he takes the mark, and he's going to have a shot from about 30 metres, maybe 25 metres out, but he's on a pretty tough angle. So Tom Davies, most important kick for Saints in this match, goes back and kicks that goal, hits the post. He hit the post. It was a low kick. It was on line, and then it banged into the post, and a goal became a point on the end of that kick. 11 points at the margin. Saints hanging on at the 22-minute mark. Only a couple of minutes left.
Look at them trying to play for time here. Wanderers look mucking around, leaving the ball on the ground. So Brenton Motlop now with ball in hand.
Just boom it as long as you can, Brenton.
And that's what he'll do. Out to the far side. Tom Davies flies high. The pack form. The ball splits the pack. Coming through strongly there was Marlon Motlop. Ball flicked to Aaron Motlop. Goes to Daniel Pearce. That's a great lot of names in that lot. Aaron Motlop flicking it on. Goes here to Ferreira. Needs to get rid of the footy. Spun around beautifully. Delivers to Tom Davies. I don't think he really meant to, but he found him. Takes the mark. Now needs to go back and kick the goal. No point in rushing here. He has to kick the goal. Otherwise, it's meaningless. Has to kick the goal. Tom Davies, left of centre, 45-degree angle, kick on its way. Is it a goal? He's hit the post again. He's hit the post again. Tom Davies, he's hit the post twice. Once on the near side, once on the far side. Wow, St Mary's 8-8-56, Wanderers 9-12-66, 10 points is the margin. Saints still need 2 goals to win.
And the Eagles can't believe their luck here. Here's the kick out. It's a big kick too, out towards that far side of the ground, over towards the St Mary's clubhouse. Ball left on the ground. Handball came across here. Gave a chance to Wilson, couldn't keep the ball in play, got away from him and went out of play. Anthony Wilson tried hard today. Tense in the crowd here watching this game. It hasn't been a high standard of game, but it's been a tough contest, and the minutes are ticking down. 10 points the difference.
Ruck contest won easily there by Josh Wilson. Hacks it out wide, goes to Keelan Fijo, simply kicks it up the wing. Spare wing that it is. Nick Yarran should be first there. He is. Spins around. Needs to find somebody. Kicks in hope. No one really there. The ball off the toe goes to Tom Frawley. Spears it in. Poor kick off the boot, cut off by Wilson. He'll wander back here and take a little bit of time off the clock. Every moment counts here for Saints. Now called to play on. Raphael Clark goes to him. Kicks long down the line. Yarran outbodies his opponent, takes the mark. Saints need to work hard here. No point standing around in forward 50.
Exactly.
He needs targets, does Nicholas Yarran. No one really moving except Ryan Smith. Goes down the line to Raphael Clark, finds him. And there goes the siren. The Eagles have done it. The Eagles win by 10 points. There's a 50-metre penalty has been paid here to Raphael Clark. So he'll go back and take the kick. But regardless of the kick, Michael Graham, the Eagles have won. The Eagles have won. What a great win. What a tenacious win to the Eagles, Charlie.
Well, the Eagle has landed, I reckon. Well, so we'll stay with this.
We'll stay with Raphael Clark for a moment. The Eagles players running back here. Well, Raphael Clark, left of centre, kicking on goal. And he has kicked a behind. So Saints 8-9-57 have been beaten by the Eagles here this afternoon. Wanderers 9-12-66. They win by 9 points after St Mary's led at quarter time by 17, half time by 10, three-quarter time by 8. And after a superb last quarter from the Eagles where Thomas Motlop kicked 2 goals to finish with 5. Aaron Motlop kicked a goal, Liam Patrick kicked a goal, and Marlon Motlop kicked a goal. The Eagles took the game away and win by 9.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off.